Alright, so this is some info on I mentioned it last week when I talked about the Z model, and I just mentioned the behavior car. So there's some info about it, and on the last page of your information I've got a picture of a car. So let me just quickly explain to
Oh,
you.
that's terrible.
Okay, so there's my best car. So that's a Ford. So
Very good.
first of all, we're going to work with the four wheels of the car. Okay? So the first wheel is acting. So that's about how you reacted. So the second one will be thinking. Then we have feeling, and we have psychology. So when we talked about the Z model, we had those different concepts, different sides.
Yeah.
So with this one there are certain, again, you can work through this with your client. So when we talked about their thinking is your thoughts. Okay, so your thoughts, your ideas, your beliefs, self-talk, those sort of stuff. So let's say a client comes to you and they're going through a really bad patch in their lives. Okay, so very negative, maybe contemplating suicide, that sort of stuff. So on the thinking, you get them to actually, same idea that Marie had with her Z model, to have it actually in a paper form. So the behavior car you normally have in a paper form. So you have two forms. You've got a paper form and then you do it on the board, because you actually ask the client stuff. So when you were thinking about suicide, what was happening through your mind? What was going through your mind? So Tina, can you just give me a few things? Just a few. If someone wants to commit suicide, what do you think goes through
I
their
can't
mind?
take it anymore.
Okay, so it's like, I can't take it. Okay.
I'm worthless.
I'm worthless.
They'd be better without me.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good one. Oh, squeaky.
Okay. Anything else?
My life would be better if I'm not here. So
Yeah.
their own
So
life.
that's like that one, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. You're thinking. So you ask your client to actually start telling you what's happening up there. Okay. So what's your thoughts on the matter? You can do it with anything. Like, let's say self-esteem issues. What's happening with your self-esteem issues? What do you think about, like, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not the cleverest one? All those things come into play there. So, all right, the next one is doing, your actions. So, your actions. What are you doing? Okay, so this guy wants to commit suicide. What are you doing? So, I'm starting to say goodbye. Give stuff away. Pour poison. So in that one is the acting. What are they doing? So let's say it's self-esteem. Right, what are you doing with your self-esteem? Okay, I don't communicate. I don't want to go out. I sit at home. I don't speak to people. Okay, so I just use the self-suicide one because there's lots of stuff we can think about that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one is your feelings. How do you feel? So feelings is the wide and varied range of emotions you're experiencing. So your emotions, what do you experience at the moment while we're talking about ending your life?
Numbness.
Yeah, numbness is one.
Okay. Right?
Confused.
Confused.
Overwhelming sadness.
Okay, you used the word sad.
Yes,
Overwhelming.
sadness, overwhelming
Over-
sadness, depression.
And sad, empty. Okay, so we've got a few words there now. Psychological, your body, physiological, your bodily functions, biological patterns, things you can't control. Okay, so what's happening in your body?
It's feeling lethargic.
Lethargic, yeah. Heart rate could be racing.
Okay. So this is while we're talking now. So what do you feel in your body now while we're doing this? So lethargic, heart rate
No
rate,
motivation. No.
no motivation.
Loss of motivation.
What about scared?
I don't know.
You could be sweating too, could you?
Sweating?
And wouldn't it affect your diet as well?
Okay.
But not
so
right now, not
now.
while you're in the counselling room.
No,
No,
yeah.
right,
in the
yeah.
counselling
So,
room.
so yeah, so it can be with acting, you can have the no appetite / do not eat. So that can work in that section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in your body, sweating, whatever. Let's say I cut myself.
Mm.
They're not at the moment, but you can see the bruises, you can see
Yeah,
the scars,
you can see
they can tell you that.
marks.
So it's present, it is present there. So that's sort of writing down what's happening at the moment. So it's a bit like the Z model. So I've used this one a few times, especially with teenage boys.
Yeah, they're like that.
It's easy because you've got the car, you can just find a better car than mine, not a box car. But then you can just go and say, okay, while we're sitting here now, tell me when you thinking like, let's say I lose I get very angry. Sitting in class, what's happening? Okay, the teacher hates me. So why do you think that? Because the teacher bullies me or picks on me or whatever. What are you doing? What's your acting? What happens? I swear at the teacher. Okay, so I swear at the teacher. How do you feel when that happens? I feel like I want to punch the teacher, or and what's happening in your body? So it's just, so you can take any topic and you can just go and say, okay, what's happening there?
Does that work well with the form decision model of
Yeah.
staying, leaving?
Yeah. So you can add that to that. Okay, so if you think about staying, let's take the four model.
Mm.
It's 4 options model. So you decide you're going to stay in this relationship. When you say stay, what you're thinking? Well, how would that impact you? If you say stay, how would you act? What are you feeling about the idea of staying in the relationship? And then, what does your body say? What's happening now? I've got butterflies in my stomach when I think about this. Or I feel really tense.
Same with all that was mentioned in the last part where the addiction self-harm.
Yeah.
So
So it's just a visual way of actually explaining it to your client. And some of our clients are more visual.
Yeah.
It's like if you write stuff on, like my previous supervisor, I just swapped supervisors, so tomorrow I've got a meeting with my new supervisor. I do that from time to time to learn new things, because you get used to one. So I changed my professional because I pay them anyway. So I change my professional supervisor every 6 to 8 months. It's just to get a different view on stuff. So this is just a different view on how to work with your client, especially teenage boys. You can do it with girls too. I assume you can use other things to not necessarily car, something with 4 points. Maybe a pony for girls, each leg,
Maybe a
or
skateboard.
what, it's like you can adapt this to any situation. You don't necessarily have to use a car, but it's just a way of breaking it up and making it visual for your clients so that they can actually see and think about stuff.
And even with young kids, if you get them to draw things, you can get more out of that than you actually get out of their mouth.
Drawing helps.
Drawing is very good.
Drawing really helps.
I mean, you can even see it just even with your own grandchildren. The stuff that they draw, that they send you, or that you see at home up on the fridge or something. I mean, not necessarily stuff that they've done.
Colours they choose.
The colours,
But yeah,
Yeah.
anything like that, you sort of see.
So art
what's
therapy,
happening with them.
especially with kids, it's art therapy is really good.
Yeah.
Art therapy, play therapy, sand therapy.
Yep.
Sand tray is great. Sand tray is really great. When next time I sometimes get this, I have to say there's a great workshop coming. Unfortunately, it's a bit pricey. The CA Christian Counselling Association's got a great one coming up by Peter Janetsky, The Strong-Willed Child.
All right.
So how to counsel a strong-willed child. So that one's coming up soon. It's $80.
Where does that get held?
It's at Christian Heritage College in Mansfield at the uni.
In Mansfield.
In Mansfield, yeah. So, but it's great. Peter Janetsky stuff's great. So that's coming up. But I'll let you know when there's a sand therapy workshop coming up. I get info from. I belong to the Christian Counselling Association and not to the Australian Counselling Association. So they send me quite a lot of stuff. And there's a lady. She's actually a Catholic sister, Kathleen Mooney, who's one of the best child counsellors, I'd say, in the Brisbane area.
I know her name.
She does a lot of play therapy. She focuses on play therapy and sand therapy. So when there's these workshops, I'll let you know. But the thing is, the creative therapies are sometimes the best therapies for especially young people. I had a kid when I worked as counsellor at the school. I had a kid that every day he was in an argument. Every day he was fighting. And the joy about this is when he comes into my room, he comes into, and it's like a storm walking into my office. And I'd say if you use 5 words, every third or fourth word would be English. All the other words will be swear words. So I could never really chat to this kid if he's angry. Also for my own sake, because my ears are not dustbins. So I would normally say give to him, he actually had his own book. I actually bought him these art therapy, these art manuals or art journals and those sorts of stuff. So I had one of them, and then when he comes in, so in the end he doesn't say anything, he just comes in, grabs the book and draws. And then when he's finished drawing, then we talk. So sometimes the drawing will take him about 10 minutes, sometimes it will be half an hour. His drawings are really gruesome. Like,
She's a worry.
it's like really like, he's going to stab him and he's going to, like I remember one picture he drew me was, he stabbed the kid and then he put a hand grenade under his chair, and so it's like really like, and then he said to me,
Telling a real good story.
he said, I'm going to take his heart, I'm going to cut out his heart and sell it on the black market. And it's like all sorts of stuff happening in this kid's world. And then after he drew the picture, we'll do an activity. So sometimes I would take him onto this, because it was at the school, I had the great thing at the school is I've got access to all the school property. So I would take him out to the football field. And I'll give him a choice. Do you want the rugby ball? Do you want the AFL football? Do you want the soccer ball? So I had all these different balls in my room. I would just let them lie around. They were like everywhere. They were just lying around. So when they walk in, my rooms were actually more boy-friendly than girl-friendly. Balls everywhere, and then this one day he chose the rugby ball. And he was kicking the rugby ball for a full 30 minutes. Kick it, go and fetch it, kick it, it goes like this the whole time. When he's done, he said to me, how long do I have? I said, whenever you're done. So I just let him kick the ball. And at one stage he came and said, I'm done. We walk back to my office. I say, okay, how do you feel now? Can you draw the picture again? He drew the picture totally different. No violence, no nothing. So the kid, to be honest, the kid didn't really make me as mad as I thought. So it was just he needed an outlet, and he needed a way to discuss or talk about it, and someone just needed to actually give him the space
be able to
to
do
do that. So we, our counselling room is a lot like a pressure cooker. So we put them in this room and we close the lid and let them actually
Simmer away.
let the pressure go. And when they're done, the pressure's off. And then he goes out and he's like, fine. Oh. So before I started working with the kid, he was suspended on a weekly basis for losing his temper. So what happened now was he would leave the room, come to my office, and go back to school. So suddenly, from being suspended weekly, our rate went up from he's being suspended like once a month.
That's good.
So and the suspension is in the case of him really losing it by punching someone or whatever. Sometimes his suspension was in school. Then he will be in a specific room, do his work, and I'll work with him on a daily basis. But we need to just, especially with our clients, it's also important that we need to think creatively. So I talk a lot about, we learn all this theory, CBT, PCT, whatever, but the moment you are in your own practice, you will actually start to develop your own theory. You're going to use a bit of PCT, a bit of CBT, and a bit of you. Because you're going to use what works for you, and you keep on reading. Okay, so that's why my supervisor introduced me to the behavior card when I got stuck with a client, which I didn't know where to go with this client. And there we are, behavior card. So that's why we need to acknowledge the importance of our supervisors. And I'm not talking about, and again, if we say supervisor, I think boss. Clinical supervisor is a counsellor who's done more than 200 hours, more than so.
But your basic needs and wants.
Yeah, so it's basically you just ask them, what's your basic needs? So what do you need? What do you want? Okay, because remember there's a difference between needs and wants.
Wants is more of a desire.
Yeah. So my son always says that he wants a Ferrari because he needs to go to college. So I explained to him that you don't really, your BMW can take you to your college anyway. You don't need the Ferrari. Because with your BMW you go exactly as fast as you can go with your Ferrari because there's a speed limit. So you won't get there faster. So it's like there's a need and want. So you just need to, sometimes I had a situation where one of the kids at school found docs on his parents because there was no food in the house.
He's looking after himself.
So docs came to the house and the house was full of food, just not the stuff he wanted.
Exactly.
There was heaps of
No
food.
joke.
It was healthy food, it was vegetables, it was meat, it was chicken, it was, name it, all the food that was good for a growing boy was in that house. But the food that he wanted, Cocoa Pops, that sort of stuff, wasn't in the house. And he let docs know that there's no food in the house.
So he wasn't doing it for another
Imagine.
reason that really
Yeah.
that might be not
how I would
food.
feel
Yeah,
if they offer
so
one.
the needs and want thing is you need to explain that sometimes to your clients. Okay, so sometimes you need to explain what's the difference between a need and a want. So do you really need
You need water, you don't need a Ferrari.
Yeah, you just need something to get you somewhere. I mean, it's got 4 wheels and it can drive and it's reliable. That's fine.
Exactly.
That's fine. Okay. And anyway, the money of the Ferrari you can use to actually help other people instead of spending all that money on one car, just on yourself. But that's another topic. So yeah.
Could you somehow be able to blow this up so you've got a proper,
Whatever you want to do.
how do you feel about
You could blow it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you just put it on a photocopier and put it up to
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
You
Then
could
just
do
cut
it
that out.
in
Yeah,
with a cardboard card.
Yeah, or
and
if you-
stick it all on.
If you go to one of the car dealers maybe and find a poster of a car,
you could do that too?
you know, there's a lot of, you can think creative. It depends on who's your market. So if it's the ladies at Shirley Pines and they're your clients, maybe that car won't work for them. Okay?
Picture of a Barbie car.
Or a cupcake. Or some sort of stuff. But be creative.
Stove. 4 hot plates, that's pretty good.
Yeah, something like that. Something like, if you get the Knitting Association, maybe 4 balls of wool.
Or a quilt.
Yeah, so it's just be creative, and that's a great idea. If you get a blown up picture of
Yeah.
that, you know, and you work with that.
Yeah.
It's not, in many cases, I feel, which is, I mustn't say this on video, but I'm going to say it, is in many cases it's not really the technique that you use. It's actually connecting with your client.
Yeah.
If you can connect with your client and stay within the ACA rules and regulations, you go with, I mean, on ACA, it's actually whoever you belong to. Okay, so back for ACA, so yeah, so cool. Any other questions?
Do we leave a comment?
Sorry?
Do we leave a comment? It says leave a comment.
No, please don't leave a comment. Just practice. Remember, always the best way to be a good counselor is to practice. Practice, okay? Practice. And that's why I showed you the in treatment the other day. The more you watch stuff like that, the more you get into the practice of actually, you know, counseling. Sometimes it's really difficult to stop thinking counselor. You know, it's like I'm at a place where every movie I watch it from the point of view as a counselor.
Yeah.
Every whether it's Star Wars, whether it's nothing. I mean, it's like I watch it from the other day I watched Lion.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, whoa, wonder how much counselling does that kid need to go through for everything that he experienced. That sort of stuff. So you start living it, you talk to people and you start to analyze them and thinking, whatever happened in your family of origin, without saying it. Please don't say, oh, you're going to lose friends. But it becomes part of you. So, and the more you practice it, the more it becomes you. So yeah, and then you'll pick up stuff on the internet like the behavior car or all sorts of other therapies to just enhance your experience for your clients, because it's all about your clients. So, cool. Anyone ready to go and smash out another assessment?
I'm gonna go now.
Yeah, after lunch I will.
I'll
After
start
lunch.
out.
Yes, it's almost lunch.
We'll do our